I'm part of a very passionate team from Dignitas. And what we do is we offer innovative solutions to gaps. And KEMI is a very good partner. So what I'll be presenting is a solution we thought about together, created together, tested together, and it's an offering. So I'm here to share with you how it went. The process started off with trying to unpack what coaching is. And a technical working group had been put together, led by KEMI. So we had different directorates represented, different semi-autonomous agencies within the education space represented. And you can imagine the debate that went into it to just agree on a definition on what coaching actually is. We settled on one, and that was our first win. And we defined coaching as a reflective, competency-based, structured, goal-oriented process that supports evidence-based professional development. So our approach towards coaching is how can we use it as a tool to promote continuous professional development. And having defined that, we started questioning and looking at the gap of coaching within the education space. And we put together a framework because we felt what was missing were not policies, but actually a framework of how this takes place within a school setting. So in the next slide, where I speak about the framework, this took several months. We decided to ground the framework on the 7 professional teaching standards. So everything was grounded in what already exists. But even as we looked at the standards, we started looking at how coaching appears. And we realized there are actually 3 forms of coaching that exist. The first one speaks to around skills coaching. And at this point, this is addressed through training. Performance coaching, this is during practice, and this is when the actual coaching takes place. And then developmental coaching is part of the process where, having gone through the training, the practice, there's a reflective process, and that's where goals are set again. So it's actually a sequence that starts off from goal setting or deciding on the objective, observing, feedback, creating new goals. So this framework was tested. And what made it very unique, as we thought about the framework, we realized we needed inputs. So we leveraged an app that was developed by Dignitas called Lead Now, and put in content for school leaders on effective coaching. So through this gap, we were monitoring completion rates, but also the practice that was based on the data we were receiving. If we proceed to the next slide, staying within my time, these are some of the findings from the study. We noticed there were significant shifts, at least in the key areas that were measuring our successes. One outcome was around improved school leadership. So this was a measure with the school leader themselves. And you'll see the numbers there. We're moving from 24 to 49%, 19 to 48%. And this was a very short period of 3 months. So had we had more time, possibly would have gotten better results. We also looked at the teachers' practices because that was the coachee that was being supported by a school leader. And we were looking at the classroom setting, what was changing within that classroom. So the baseline was classrooms that were rather just dull, without any visual aids, without anything to the walls, but even the teacher just appearing with a chalk and book. But we started seeing that there are differences in how they were preparing for their lesson based on their support. As the coaching was taking place, there was actually a place for professional learning communities, a very low practice that was being embedded, because as the school leader was observing different teachers, he actually felt maybe it's good to reflect as a group and not necessarily on a one-on-one basis. So that's why promoting a culture of professional learning communities. The learner, of course, was not left behind. There was a measure towards that, and there were also good results there. And the last one was tied to the actual completion rate within the Lead Now modules. My last slide speaks to the offer. So all this is in a report. There are 2 versions to it. If you love reading, there's a longer report. If you enjoy reading while you're on the move, there's a shorter report. So with this QR code, you should be able to access the report. Thank you very much. I think I have spent my 4 minutes.